Angie!
Yeah.
Come here, I want you to try this. I'm testing the new sour series. Needs to be more sour.
Yeah, it's not sour.
That's hard. That's hard. Not sour enough. It's ready. It's right. No, listen, I have the combination. I got it. It's perfect. It's exactly the way we want it to be. Perfect. All right, well, welcome to the couch. We talked about the couch for a long time.
I know you finally have a couch.
So we migrated, for you guys that followed for a lot of years, Dave did have, was it called On the Couch series or?
Yeah, it was called Muscle Beach TV, on the couch. It was like secondary. Yeah.
So we talked about, filming a couple of segments here, and we just wanted to review something that's come up because people have actually brought attention to this lately. And that is the filming of my DVDs, which was the early social media channels. And, we filmed many. I mean, I started with A Cut Above, which was my original. And then I did New and Improved and Beyond. And then I did One Step Closer because it was like I was at the verge of winning the Olympia. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. And then, of course, we had J to Z, which I was the title holder. We had Undisputed. We had All Access. So what I want to review is the thumbnail, which is the One Step Closer. So there are a couple of scenarios in that video that I wanted to put myself into that realm, kind of think back to what it was, because you were there for the ride. I mean,
yeah, I was there.
It was, I was training in Las Vegas, and there was one segment of that video, and it was filmed a few weeks out. I think it was about 3 weeks out. And I was like almost 290, I think, in that video. I think it was about 4 weeks out, and I did this back training workout, and if anyone witnessed a lot of my back training, it was next level. And just so you guys understand, like from 2004 to 2005, I was dedicated to improving my back because that's where I was lacking, or told I was lacking, competing against Ronnie Coleman. So I really focused on T-bar rows, bent barbell rows, one-arm dumbbell rows, seated cable rows, deadlifts off the rack. I did rack deadlifts. And you can witness this, and as you see in the video, you can witness this. It was a lot of volume. I mean, I can name some names, but I'm not going to call people out that came to train with me that never lasted because there was just way too much volume. The weights were heavy. I was strapping plates onto, the seated cable rows just because it didn't have enough weight, so I would put 45s on there. But you see me in this video going up to like 5 plates on the rack pulls. You can see T-bar rows were done until no more weights went on. I think it did 9 plates or somewhere around there, full 45s.
How many sets per workout do you remember?
I was doing at least 35 for back.
Sets?
Total sets. Yeah.
Holy shit.
For back. But that's what improved my back. And
wow.
That's when I was able to stand next to Coleman, as you saw later in the video. I thought I gave a very strong battle that year. I mean, it's very questionable where I thought, I don't think Ronnie was necessarily getting better at that time. So for me, it was kind of like one of those things where I was very close. I was knocking at the door, and the frustration was setting in. I think we talked about this, but in 2005, I was like, man, if I don't win this thing, like, here soon, I felt like quitting at certain points, but I was relentless. I knew it was coming close, and obviously in 2006, we stepped forward and, we crushed it, right?
But I also think it was a lead up to that because I remember in 2004 when they actually had the challenge round. And I remember specifically that very last pose, which was a rear lat spread that you and Ronnie got called out doing. And a lot of people were like, holy shit, like Jay's got Ronnie on the, you know what I mean? I think that was the beginning of the setup to the next year. And I think in 2005, your rear double bicep was just. I remember being sitting right next to behind the judges actually, because I had a press pass with Flex Magazine, and the judges, when you hit that shot, they said, "Holy shit, Jay caught up to Ronnie." They were saying that. I could hear them say that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, the diet, everything. Like, there was a lot of changes that I made. I ate a lot more food. That's when I started getting bigger. So obviously, like, I needed to eat more and more. And I have actually a video in there, which is the most viewed video on YouTube, which is my shopping at Costco. And I was with Matt, my best friend from high school.
Yeah, he was living with you at the time.
Yeah, he was staying with me. I was training him to be an actor in LA. And you know, we went to Costco and we bought all the beef. And, you know, I think we were buying, like, fish. And you see me loading up the cart. And everyone was, like, looking at me sideways because I walked in there, like, with I think I just got done with the show or somewhere around that, and I mean the arms were hanging out, and it was crazy. So
well, I remember the Costco run. That was fun. The Costco run, the Trader Joe run. What else? What's the expensive one?
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods, yeah.
Because I started eating a lot of the Ezekiel then, if you remember. Like the Ezekiel cereal came out.
Yeah.
But, you know, we went shopping. That's where I did most of my shopping at the time, which, dude, I haven't ventured in a Costco and I don't know how long.
I was just going to ask you, when's the last time you went shopping?
It's been since probably I competed, I think.
You'd buy your Orange Ruffy there?
I used to buy Orange Ruffy, yeah. I mean, I dieted mostly on fish for that show. But, you know, that brings us to the part of, you know, when I really, like, got off the stage and I did battle. And, you know, we're going to talk a little bit. But I was kind of... There's a lot of people in my ear telling me this was my year, you know? And when I finished and I came backstage, you know, I said bullshit in the video. And I was so angry.
Pissed,
I was so angry. And I remember Steve Weinberger came back and he's like, I said, Steve, what the fuck, you know?
Sorry, Jay. Could we get a last interview with you, please?
Just give me a minute.
What's that?
Just give me a minute.
Okay.
Bullshit.
Okay, 4 minutes. So, Jay, in about 4 minutes.
Bullshit. Bullshit. What's that?
Oh, yeah, at the Super Bowl. Just to make that
It was a very close contest. You had Ronnie, 8-time Mr. Olympia, awesome. Jay, 3-time Arnold Classic champion, awesome. It was a war. It was a battle. It was a Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier fight, and I'm sure next year there's going to be another round, and we'll see what happens then.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And he's like looking at me like he didn't know what to say, you know, because I don't know how he had it judged or whatever, but it was close, right? I mean, it wasn't a total domination. And
no, but see, and I remember, this is the little part that I remember, because you're right, I was with you, and I remember at the Meet the Olympians, you had so many people, and I'm not just talking about regular fans and stuff, because you had so many fans that were there forever. Mm-hmm. But you know, people that were from the industry. I'm not talking about judges necessarily, but people that are always at shows. People backstage, people who put on tent, people who have known you the whole entire career, and they told you. I remember one saying, "Change the guard." this year. I mean, so many people. So of course we thought, okay, this is it. We're gonna get it this year. And after prejudging, we were pretty confident, right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, listen, Ronnie was in his 40s by that point, right? But I remember there's certain things about that. I did bike work for the first time, and dude, I got pretty ripped doing like my hamstrings and everything. Like, I remember I put the bike outside. I rolled it from my garage, and I used to do bike in the morning at like 7 in the morning out on my patio, and I did just steady cardio. I didn't do anything crazy, and I had, I had pretty strided glutes for that show, and and that back then, I mean, they weren't as, everyone didn't have strided glutes, so when you did, it was noticeable, and obviously Ronnie did. So, I just put a lot of effort in, and I showcased it in that DVD. You saw a lot of the emotion, and that's what was really cool about those DVDs. It was 6-hour video, and it showcased what you don't see on social media today. And we put out highlights of our day on our stories or whatever, and it's always like the fun. Very rarely do I get on there.
where you want to put.
Yeah, but I don't get on there and I don't put anything negative necessarily. It's all very positive, like doing the sets in the gym, or me hanging around with Angie doing stuff, or us at expos, like hanging with the fans. It's all like, man, it's cool. It's not like my emotions like, fuck, I just got screwed out of this contest.
I bet that after the contest, when Mitz actually got to be backstage and film your reaction, I bet you anything at that time you would have wished that there was no camera. I don't even know if you thought about it or not, but I remember in 13 when we filmed your comeback also, I would come to Vegas, half the time, and sometimes you just didn't feel like filming. You're like, I don't know how much I'll shoot today. You have those moods where you don't always feel it to be on camera. You don't always feel like, oh, that's just, and showing it to people. But I think those are the good times. Whenever you don't always feel like shooting, that's when you get the real stuff.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think, when I shot that video, we made arrangements. So it's like, okay, we're going to, 3 weeks out, I'm going to come out. We're going to do 2 segments. And then I'm going to shoot another segment like, a week out. And then when I get to Vegas, I'm going to get you as your tanning. I think we did the radio studio too in this DVD. So he was there 2 days prior doing the media. So it's kind of cool because, it's like kind of like last minute, let's capture this, right? Where you didn't get to see the behind the scenes. You only saw the magazines at that point. So to see that movement and see the interaction and see the emotions and the highs and lows of like, winning, losing, and then of course, what the unfortunate thing is we never filmed the winning year of 06. Because
why not?
Because I didn't want the cameras. I just was like, what? Yeah,
no distraction. Yeah.
And we met, when we were 3 weeks out or 2 weeks out at the photo shoot for Chris Lonnie. And you were taking those pictures, and you're man. I mean, when Kevin Horton came and shot us in Vegas, that's kind of when we knew, okay, show's done. And, we just were trying to hold on by that point. Like, okay, I remember you saying, don't change anything. Don't change anything. And we just knew going into that year.
Oh, my God. I just remember Milos was beside himself, which we're going to get back on the channel soon, by the way, guys. I know you guys wanted to have Milos. We're going to have him back soon. But he still talks about it today. I mean, remember when he saw you give me the okay to take those pictures with my little shitty camera, he went to go get his big, expensive camera, and he just went all out, and McGough was pissed actually because they're like, "What the fuck? This was supposed to be
because it got released on Muscle Mayhem and stuff, right?
No, on Muscle Mayhem, yeah. But he had his logo everywhere, and he plugged his gym, of course. But he was just really excited because he had just seen Ronnie also, and he's like, "Holy shit, you're gonna be Ronnie this year!" So to have people like that telling you got it,
I just want to touch on something, guys, and I'm gonna get a little off topic. So I started my YouTube channel in 08. If you go down the videos on this channel, you'll see that it started in 08. It's called Swole Monkey Productions. We're filming with a little handheld, and we didn't monetize. We didn't do anything because there was a lot of background music, and it was me, Brian, Big Swole, and all us with training. And it's funny because we started to catch on. We started to get a big following on it, and we were releasing the videos. Brian was editing, who still helps us to this day.
He does the thumbnails.
Yeah, so... And then all of a sudden the magazines are like, hey, we want this content. So I got cut from YouTube to get big money contracts. So Flex and Muscular Development basically said, no more media. Yeah. So it really sucks because this YouTube channel, we always talk about this, and the fans, you guys always comment, this thing should have 1 million views.
Over.
But we just had to stop. We stopped at
like 100,000. No, 100,000.
I thought it was 50.
104.
So we had to stop the channel. and we picked it up. Let's see, we stopped it in like 09, and we picked it back up in.
It's going to be 3 years this March.
Yeah, so 17.
Yeah.
So that's when we started utilizing it again. So that's why we took
Actually, 18,
we
18,
took,
19, 21.
we
yeah.
took a hiatus from YouTube, and now, of course, unfortunately, I'm not training like the animal anymore. But you know, we did the series. I call it a docu-series, but we did it for muscular development. For my,
that was huge. Do you remember all the hits we're getting?
Yeah.
I think just our thread alone on the MD forum, because we would post every day on the MD forum, was 2 million views in 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And I think they had like total 6.
It's funny because I did a lot of stuff back then. I put my diet daily on the website and everything, and
yeah,
like,
your blueprint.
Yeah, the
all that
blueprint,
stuff.
so people could see exactly what I was eating leading up to the contest.
It was great for me. I mean, to see you, to actually document the whole thing was kind of like, I always compared that going to university to compete at the Olympia. I could see all the behind the scene, everything you were eating, all the struggles, eating that fish at night, like all that stuff is crazy. It's so cool. People still talk about it. We met some really good friends because of that year.
Yeah, so many of you maybe checked out the Living Large Trainer. We kind of did a series on, like, similar to that.
That was right before we started.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
And then we did it, you know, exclusive for the magazine, online magazine, and then, you know, but I just want to touch a little bit on One Step Closer, because that was like, in my opinion, I think that was one of my best DVDs, because I was in top shape when I filmed it. You saw the emotions, and it was the year before I won it. So I had a good time filming it. You know, a little let down, but, you know, the next year was victory. So, and I got over it pretty quick. I think my emotion showed that backstage. But
what would you say, because you've done a lot of DVDs, you were really ahead of your time as far as doing something almost every year. You don't put yourself out there. What DVD have you ever filmed that stands out in your memory as your best one? Would that be
I mean, All Access was pretty good too, because the way we filmed it, even though I lost that year, it was a big production.
Yeah.
And you know, that we'll do another series on that one, but because there's a lot of behind the scenes, you know, that was really planned DVD. Where this one was
nice.
You know, I let Mitz kind of edit this One Step Closer, and I didn't really have a say on take this part in or leave this out. But I think he did a pretty solid job. I mean, that's where you can watch. That's where Ronnie and I got the most famous. You know, we go back and forth with the videos, and
he was great. You know, I just spoke to him at the Milos' birthday. Did I tell you that? He called. He called. Yeah, we talked to him at Mitz.
Nice.
I told him, I said, dude, I'm just every day I'm trying to do something to kind of, because of what he did. You know, he was my inspiration. I mean, he was great for me to watch that stuff.
Yeah. So MOC Video has the full video on their site. So make sure you guys check out MOC Video on YouTube.
And you sell it too. So.
Yeah, sell it on the site, but you can download it or whatever. You can watch it. I think it's live on there now.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Rip to Shred.
Yeah.
You were sick condition right before the Arnold there. You were like 270.
We'll do a review on that one too.
Okay.
Shout out to Derek Farnsworth. He gave us a heads up on this video, and appreciate you guys following along the channel. And if you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you subscribe now. And there's a click button. Let's go. And we'll see you guys soon, okay? For JTV World.